Okay. There we go. Okay. Who's going first? You're going to make me pick. Okay, Midge.
Well, let's see. I was curious, like, what you as a realized person sees.
Same as you.
Okay.
I just know what I'm seeing isn't what I'm perceiving it to be. Same as you.
Okay.
I still see a car. I still see a tree. I still see a laptop in front of me. I still see a mouse, a table.
So when
But
the real
yeah,
oh,
go
go
on.
ahead. Oh, I was gonna
But
say,
I
so go ahead.
yeah.
You go ahead first.
No,
Sorry, there's a
no, no.
delay.
Yeah, there is. Sorry. No, you go for it, Mitch. Go for it.
Um, so when the realization happens, it's not that it's not because you're seeing anything different. It's because you just have this shift in your all over sort of perception, and it just you feel it throughout, kind of thing, like waking up when you wake up from a night dream, kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's a good little analogy I can use there. That's probably the best one, actually, the one that you've just brought up. It's like, imagine your whole life, right? From as way back as you can remember, you've believed it all to be true, everything that's happened. Yeah. And then one day you wake up and realize that all of this seeming time that's gone by, and, I'm now X age, I was born such and such a year, and so on. You wake up and you literally wake up from a sleeping dream. And yet in this dream, you've had this life, this one that you believe is real. Yeah. You wake up from this life and go, oh my God, that wasn't my life. None of that was true. None of that happened. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Because, you know, all you've got to depict what has occurred, what has seemingly occurred, all you've got is a story.
Mm-hmm.
You have no actual evidence. It's just a story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can't present me with anything. Just this now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
so it's akin to that, and see, get an example, and I think I might have said this before, but I couldn't understand why, with this amazing understanding that I had, intellectual, yeah, this amazing understanding I had, this intellectual understanding I had, that in the final analysis, it still feels like Terry's here. Like, now what do I do? What do I do? Because I know better, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted, and I went, yep, got it. Like, I get it. I understand, yeah. And yet, damn, it still feels like I'm here. Yeah. Now, how do you get rid of this? How do you get rid of this? Yeah. Because apparently it's this that's got to go. I was thinking, yeah, because the me's got to go. And it feels like me's here. Yeah. And it just dawned on me, I said that, must have said that 100 or more times to myself, that same statement over a long period of time. Yeah. And there was one word that I kept using in there, which I kept missing. Every time I made that statement, there was just one word. And for whatever reason, it's not clarity of understanding. Yeah, I kept missing it, and it was the word feels. How is it such a profound understanding? It still feels like Terry's here. And I heard myself say that, and I went, hold on a moment. Number one, can Terry feel? And number two, what would it feel like to feel Terry, given I know what a Terry is? And can that Terry, that I know what it is, feel? And the answer both ways was no. And I went, oh my God, holy shit, then what's this? But at that point I knew there was no ifs or buts or so, and it was a rhetorical question I was asking myself. Oh my God, what's this? Because this isn't Terry. But I'd been calling this seeming experience, I've been calling Terry my whole life, as we all do, as we all do. Yeah. So for me, that was the, oh, yeah. For somebody else, it might be something different. It might be something different that they think they've got, or they've just, it could be the tiniest little thing, really. Because for me, it was the word feels. A tiny little thing like that. It was tiny, really, in the overall search, quest, and, you know, what we come to understand, learn. You know, it was tiny, and I kept missing it. I just kept missing it. You know?
Yeah.
And one day I was just sitting there, and I heard myself use the word feels, and I didn't hear it before that. I didn't hear it. Yeah. So what am I trying to say there? Yeah. The me can't feel, and you cannot feel a me. Tell me I'm wrong. With your own, and you've got a pretty good understanding, Mitch, yeah? With your own current understanding, do you see, can you understand that a me can't feel and you can't feel a me? Unless you're telling me a thought can feel and you can feel a thought. A thought can't feel, for God's sake. Yeah, thoughts are just made up of words, aren't they? Words. Yeah. And can you feel, what does a thought feel like? What does a thought feel like? You can't feel the thought. All thoughts do is just tells a big story. It's just a big storyteller. And it started around the age of 2 and just grew from there, grew and got added to. And like, we're not even responsible for the me's that are apparently here. They were put there. They were put there by whatever culture you were brought up in, whatever family you were brought up in, whatever language they spoke. If you were Chinese, all you're thinking you'd be in Chinese. All of it. All of it. Happens to be in English, right? Because that's what was learned. Yeah. So the sixth sense, the mind, yeah, it's an amazing instrument that it can do that. Do you consider it? Like a rock can't think. A tree can't think. Like, it's incredible. Yeah. And then for us, for this to seemingly happen the way it does, and I'm talking about life, the universe, everything in it, feelings, bodies, people, star, moon, sun, galaxies, space, yeah, for all of that to occur, it can't occur without that thinking mind. Can't occur. Go, oh, yes, it can. I could just be conscious and there be no thinking. Well, without thinking, what would you be conscious of? You wouldn't be able to name or identify anything without thought. Nothing. And I'm not saying there's, you know, nothing there. I'm not saying there's nothing there. You hear some people say that. I'm not prepared to do that. Yeah? But what I am saying is there's no thing there. It's only this that divides. Just this that divides. We go, oh, that tree's separate from that tree. Well, what connects them? Space. That's the connecting factor. Space. Do you understand? So they're not separate at all. But we believe they're separate. And we don't notice space. The mind is programmed to only notice things. Why? Because it creates the thing. When was the last time you actually, I don't know, you're out somewhere in the forest or even in the city, a bustling city, or we're sitting in your lounge. When was the last time you noticed space? We don't notice it. It's like a dead thing. It's a nothing. Space is a nothing. What's important are the things in it. It says this. Yeah. And it's this that creates the things in it. What's a laptop without the word laptop? Without words, sometimes referred to as without labels. Because all this does, it takes a label, which it creates, it then takes the label to be the apparent thing. Because if you remove the label, you don't know what it is. And that you can experiment with. It's so easy to actually sit with yourself, just strip labels back. And then kind of, whatever it is you're looking at, strip the labels back and your mind will go quiet. Boom. You don't know what it is. Unless a label arises. Oh, no, I don't know what it is without a label, but I do know it's a tree. That's just there's your label, tree. And that's what it does, yeah. So